Some grids can have a lot of columns and a lot of data in them, so they can become a little unwieldy. So it's a good thing that there is a way where you can turn off any data that you don't want to see. So if you simply right-click the header, it's going to give you a list of all of the columns that are available and all the ones that you've chosen. So you can hide any fields you might not need. So if I uncheck folder, folder disappears. I check it, it comes back. You can use this to turn off any fields that you don't need to see. So depending upon what you're doing, the task that you're performing, you may need to see different fields. So you don't want to be in a constant state of having to always add and remove fields. So we've come up with this concept of grid layouts. And with grid layouts, you get to save sets of fields so that you can use them in different situations. The grid layouts are shown from this drop down up here. So I could choose to see all fields, which would give me all of the fields that are available for this item, the common fields, or I could have particular uses like for inventory. So when I choose the inventory grid layout, you'll see that's very heavy in showing me like the prices, the number to ship, the uncommitted, the number listed, things like that. So each of these grid layouts that come shipped with SixBit are customizable. So if you did have, say, the inventory, and you didn't want to see the primary fulfillment source, you could uncheck that and then go up and click the Save button to overwrite the inventory grid layout. Now, as you change grid layouts with different views, that grid layout will be saved with the view. So for example, if you're working on running listings and you only want to see fields that are pertinent to running listings, you'd choose the running listings grid layout. And then every time you went back to that particular status, it would show you the same grid layout. Now, you're not just stuck with the grid layouts that we've shipped. You also can create your own grid layouts. So if you go to the Manage Grid Layouts button, you'll see the ones that come shipped with SixBit, but you could choose any grid layout and choose to duplicate it. And we might want to create a grid layout for data entry. So we've created that grid layout. When we click Done, we can now choose data entry and then make changes to it. We can remove any fields we don't want to see. We can rearrange the widths and the order of the columns, and then we can save this grid layout so that we have that to use at any time in the future. Now, there are other things you can do with grid layouts under the Manage window. You can rename them. You can delete any that you're not using anymore. You can reset the ones that come with SixBit back to their original settings. And then you can change the order. You can move them up and down to provide the sort order that you want to see, or simply sort them in ascending or descending order.